Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go from Monday the 16th of March all the way until the 23rd. Let's get straight into our calendar now. First and foremost, remember your Adventure Sync rewards, which will come through at 9 a.m. every Monday morning, and please remember, you have to walk 25 kilometers if you do want to get that 5-kilometer Adventure Sync egg. The Pokemon hatching from those eggs this season are going to be Chingling, Happiny, Audino, Riolu, and Skarmory. Of course, the big ones there are still going to be Riolu and Skarmory because of the 2 future Megas that will be coming to Pokemon Go. And if you do want the 10-kilometer Adventure Sync egg, you're going to have to walk 50 kilometers. If you want both of these eggs, you're going to have 2 egg slots open. That does include your bottom rack for your eggs. And then your 10-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs are going to be Goomy, Turtonator, Toxel, Gible, as well as Dreepy. Of course, your best pick there is definitely going to be Gible at a Hundo CP of 635. Remember, Gible can go into Mega Garchomp, which is currently one of the best ground type attackers and one of the best dragon type attackers in the entire game. A pretty sick pool here. Speaking of rewards as well, please remember your research breakthrough box this week as well. When you get your 7th day stamp completing 7-day research, you will get extra bonus rewards like XP and rare candy, but you will also get an encounter with a certain Pokemon. Those Pokemon this season are going to be Gyarados at a Hundo CP of 1453. Honedge can be in there with its shiny release of the Kalos Tour at 595 CP. Delmise jumps in there at 1264 CP. Sinistea is in there at 488 CP. Please bear in mind that that can be the antique form Sinistea. You will be able to check on the summary page if its silhouette is going to cost you 400 candy per evolution. That's when you know you do have the antique form. If you have the phony form, it's only going to cost you 50 candy. You can also appraise this with your team leader, and they will tell you as well if it is the antique form or phony form. Duraludon's in there at 1314 CP. If you actually missed last week's episode, I was so upset, and I'm going to leave it on screen. I actually got my Duraludon encounter, but it was a 98. I think it was a 1311, as you can see on screen, and Dreepy can be in there as well at 328 CP. Those are going to be the reward Pokemon for the remainder of the season. What raids are going down this week? We have to start off with our 5-star Shadow raid boss, which is going to be Shadow Latias. Shadow Latias actually has some very good stats. It has a max CP of 3968, an attack value of 228, a defense of 246, and a stamina of 190. So off the bat, a really strong looking Pokemon. Please remember, when you raid this 5-star Shadow raid boss, you are going to need purified gems. If you do want to take away its enraged state, which does appear around 60 or 70% of its health, you need to use 8 purified gems to take away that enraged state, or you can just power through that enraged state if you do have really top counters. But remember, in order to get purified gems, you need to get shards. 4 shadow shards equals 1 purified gem. It's a lot easier to complete this raid with at least 2 to 4 trainers. Please remember to party up as well, so you can double the damage you are going to do to the Shadow Latias. But the great thing about Shadow Latias is that as a psychic type attacker right now, it is currently the 20th best in the game with Zen Headbutt and Psychic. As a dragon type, it's not as good, but still breaking into the top 35 with Dragon Breath and Outrage. But funny enough, in the Ultra League, it's currently hovering around the 150th spot, and then the Master League as well, it's actually breaking into the top 40 as of recording this video. So this Pokemon is definitely a good shadow to go after, and it is going to come on that 1 in 20 shiny rate, and I have to say that shiny is stunning. Into our regular 5-star raids, and it looks like the boss is still going to be Zacian. If you guys do not have a Hundo Zacian or a high IV Zacian or even the shiny, you need to try and raid it, because only until the 18th will this Pokemon be available. Just to remind you, it is going to be coming in its Hero of Many Battles form. That means it is still the 13th best fairy type attacker in the game, and even in the Master League it's breaking to the top 80 right now, but that's in its Hero of Many Battles form. It's in the Crown Sword form where this Pokemon absolutely soars, and in my opinion probably takes this Pokemon to be the currently possibly the best Pokemon in the game right now. Those max CP of 5629, an attack of 332, which is just astronomical, a defense of 240, and a stamina of 192. But just look at how this translates. As a fairy type attacker, it is still the 2nd best in the entire game, just behind Mega Gardevoir. It is the best steel type attacker in the game with Behemoth Blade, and even in the Master League, it is currently in the top 2 as of recording this video. It is an absolute monster of a Pokemon. The fusion energy will not be available coming from these raids. It's very, very important to mention that and stamp that down. You cannot get the energy for these fusions, but if you did get the Hundo and if you do have the resources or energy available, you can make that fusion now, or you're going to have to wait until the next Crown Form raid day. But that is going to be until the 18th, so you've got about 3 days. But then coming in on the 18th is another incredible Pokemon. That is going to be Zamazenta. Zamazenta is only going to come in its Hero of Many Battles form. Like we said, that's okay though. In that form, it's not a great raid attacking Pokemon. In the Master League, it's currently hovering around the 80th spot, but again, it's in the Crown Shield form form where this Pokemon really shines. Max CP of 4717, an attack of 250, defense of 292, and a stamina of 192. Incredibly good defensive Pokemon. As a steel type attacker, it is currently the second in the game with Metal Claw and Behemoth Bash, which is its signature move, and its adventure effect, which is going to increase your defense in max battles and gym raids by 5 to 10%. And in the Master League as well, it's currently hovering around the top 5 spot. These two Pokemon are incredibly important to get, and remember the Hundo CPs and non-weather boosted weather for both of these Pokemon, Zamazenta and Zacian, is going to be 2188 CP, and the weather boosted 100% IV for both of them is going to be 2735 CP, and that's going to be in cloudy weather for Zacian and cloudy weather for Zamazenta too. Then moving on to Mega Raids, Mega Steelix will be in there until the 17th. Remember, a great Pokemon to get at Mega Level 3 because of that ground and steel typing when it comes to retrieving the candy, but especially the XL candy when those events come around. But then coming in on the 18th as well at 10 a.m. is going to be the return of Mega Slowbro. We haven't seen the return of this Pokemon in some time. Not the best raid attacking Pokemon, but again, like Mega Steelix, a great Pokemon to have at Mega Level 3 for those Psychic as well as those Water XL Candy returns. And especially with the Water event coming up, which we're about to mention, this is why it's so important to get these Megas at Mega Level 3. If you guys still want to know how good Mega Slowbro is as a raid attacker, well, in the Water type, it's not so bad. It's currently in the 38th spot with Water Gun and Surf, but that does require an Elite Charge TM. And as a Psychic type attacker, it's actually a little bit better, currently hovering around the 30th spot. There are going to be better picks, but like we said, try and get this Pokemon to Mega Level 3 as soon as possible. In 3-star raids, we can see Lapras, Snorlax, and Dragonite, and in 1-star raids, we can see Gulpin, Drillbur, Timber, and Minccino. Let's get back to our calendar again. That's not the only thing going down on Monday. Please remember about our Dynamax Monday, which is going to be featuring D-Max Falinks. Unfortunately, Dynamax Falinks is probably one of the weakest Max Mondays we've seen in some time. To be honest, I actually traded myself a lucky 100% D-Max Falinks just the other day, which is a really cool Pokemon to use, but unfortunately, as a max attacker, as a defender and healer, this Pokemon is just not good at all. As a fighting type, it gets beaten out by D-Max Alakazam, G-Max Machamp, D-Max Machamp. There are just so many better options. It also doesn't have a half a second fast move as well, which is not helping it. But remember, it does have a Mega that will be coming to the game at some point. And because the base floor coming from D-Max battles is going to be 10-10-10, you do have a decent chance at that Hundo, potentially the shiny, but also you could use that for the Mega in the future. Dynamax Falinks could be a skip, but the other thing you need to focus on Monday is going to be those new daily discovery bonuses that we have pretty much every day. And on Monday, it's going to be Fast Track Monday, which allows you to get double the points for completing daily tasks on your Go Pass. So especially for your March Go Pass and another Go Pass we're about to cover, especially going into the next week, please remember to take advantage of this too. Then let's move on to Tuesday the 17th, and at 10 a.m. the highly anticipated Bug Out event will be going live at 10 a.m. like we said, which brings about a brand new Pokemon Go debut, which is going to be Blipbug. Blipbug can evolve into Dottler using 25 candy, and finally into Orbeetle, which is a bug and psychic type Pokemon using 100 candy. The bonuses for this event is that different Pokemon will be attracted to regular lure modules during the event, but to stack on top of this, Paris, Combi, and Cutiefly that are attracted to regular lure modules will have an increased chance to be shiny. But this is also going to be coinciding with the new Bug Out Go Pass, which will also be going live at 10 a.m. on that Tuesday. The rewards from the free track are going to be an encounter with Blipbug, more encounters with bug-type Pokemon, Stardust, XP, lure modules, Great Balls, and more. And if you did buy the deluxe version for a total cost of $5, you're going to get additional encounters with more event-themed Pokemon, potentially something like Shed Ninja as well. You're going to get premium battle passes, lure modules, rare XL candy, Candy XL, and the bonuses of this Go Pass at Tier 1, which I believe will be at level 25, is going to be 2 times XP for catching Pokemon with nice throws or better, and at Tier 2, it's going to be 2 times Candy as well for successfully catching Pokemon. If you did buy the deluxe, it's going to be 3 times Candy for successfully catching Pokemon. The wild spawns are going to include Caterpie, Dwebble, Sizzlipede, Nimble, as well as rare response for Scyther. Please bear in mind, Sizzlipede can be shiny as well. It's very important to mention to try and collect candy for Sizzlipede for that G-Max Centiskorch, which will be coming to the game at some point. This is an incredible opportunity, especially with the Go Pass, using your Pineapple Berries and Mega Evolution as well to Mega Evolve a bug type. You will be able to stack the candy heavily for that G-Max Centiskorch during this event. But how these lure modules are going to work throughout the week is that on the first 2 days, so from March 17th at 10 a.m. until March 19th at 10 a.m., Paris and Sizzlipede will be drawn to lure modules. Of course, both of them will be shiny, Paris coming with that shiny boost from March 19th to March 21st, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. Sizzlipede Sizzlipede and Cutiefly coming with a shiny boost will be drawn to lures, and from March 21st to March 23rd at 8 p.m, which is the end of the event, Sizzlipede and Combi coming with that shiny boost as well will be drawn to regular lures. In 1-star raids, we can see the new debut of Blipbug. In 3-star raids, we can see Pinsir, Scizor, and Cleaver. There will be field research encounters as well. This is an outstanding event, especially if you are a new player and potentially doing some prep for Mega Mewtwo, which is pretty much almost confirmed for Go Fest. And the reason why I'm saying that is that Bug is a very good attacker against Psychic types. So especially if you are a new player, this could be a great event to start building your Bug type teams. What we've actually done though is that 2 days ago, we released a full video on this Bug Out event to fully detail everything you really need to know about that event. We don't leave a stone unturned. We tell you all the tips, but especially the top targets you should be going after. So I'm going to leave it above me, and I will leave it as the end screen as well. Please remember to check that out too. Back to our calendar again, the Bug Out event will be carrying us through the week. But what else is going down on Tuesday? Unfortunately, guys, if you guys weren't aware and if you didn't catch the seasonal news, Spotlight Hours are no longer a thing in Pokemon Go, which I'm very upset about. I believe this was such a good way to, I think, extend events and the bonuses of them, to be honest, and to get certain target Pokemon, but that is not the case. But what has replaced it on these Tuesdays is going to be Showcase Tuesdays, which is going to be featuring up to 20 different categories, which is pretty much going to help you to achieve that Platinum Showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases. But if you guys are struggling to win these showcases, especially if you are a new player and you don't have a lot of collections of XXL Pokemon, I would suggest playing in a slightly quieter area or on a street where you know there's not going to be a lot of trainers entering that showcase. That is going to be their best chances, because if you're in a showcase with 6 trainers as opposed to a showcase with 30 trainers, it's going to be a lot easier to win the smaller showcase. Then moving on to Wednesday, which is going to be the 18th, the only thing we really need to worry about on that day is going to be the raid hour, which is still going to stand, and that is going to be the day that Zamazenta comes into raid battles. We just went through Zamazenta in the 5-star raids to see how good it really is. Zacian and Zamazenta are 2 Pokemon that you really want to try and get the hundo for. They are some of the best Pokemon in the game and will be for the foreseeable future. Because the hero of mini battles form is a pure fighting type, remember to bring along your psychic types as well as your flying types to take this Pokemon down as quick as possible. If you're also struggling to catch these Pokemon coming from 5-star raids, the combination is always the same. Use a Golden Raspberry plus an Ultra Ball plus White Kyurem's Ice Burn, which is pretty much going to multiply your base catch rate by 1.5 times to make this Pokemon just slightly easier to catch, and it will make the excellent throw slightly easier to land as well. Moving on to Thursday the 19th, the only thing we need to worry about on this particular day is going to be the new daily discoveries bonus, which is going to be Go Battle Thursdays, which allows you to battle 10 sets per day, which is pretty much 50 battles per day, but as a 4-time Stardust reward as well, which means it's huge. In the middle of this Bug Out event, you need to watch that video because we tell you how that's actually a massive Stardust day, and we kind of combine these 2 tips in one to especially play on Thursday, because with 4-time Stardust rewards, you could really have a massive Stardust turnout on this day. And they have changed the dynamics of the Go Battle League recently, which I think is going to make advanced players and new players come back to Go Battle League, because I think it is going to be a little bit more of a rounded experience. So remember to do that, especially if you want more Stardust gains. Then moving on to Friday the 20th, and this is arguably my favorite daily discovery bonus, is going to be Friendship Fridays, which pretty much has taken the place of Friendship Sundays, which was kind of trialed and tested about a couple of months ago. But during these Friendship Fridays, guys, you can get 1 additional special trade per day, which is going to make a total of 2. You get an increased chance of lucky Pokemon. Trades are going to cost 10% less Stardust, but here's the big one. You get guaranteed 2 XL candies per trade, and even outside of this day as well, you do already get 1 guaranteed XL candy. So for example, what you could do is that you've just done a whole bunch of these Zamazenta raids on the raid hour. You could do 2 special, hopefully shiny Zamazenta or Zacian mirror trades with maybe your ult account or another friend to get those 2 special trades with a potential higher lucky chance. And let's say you hit the trade cap of trading 100 Pokemon per day. We're talking between potentially 10 and 15 luckies in 100 trades. Guys, as we know, lucky Pokemon has a 1 in 64 chance of being a hundo, and if it is a hundo that especially is lucky, it's going to cost half the Stardust to power up that Pokemon to level 50, which, as we know, is so important because Stardust is one of the most valuable commodities in the game. Please remember to trade your Pokemon on Fridays. Then, moving on to Saturday the 21st, we have our next event of the week, which is going to be the replay of Water Research Day, which is on the Saturday the 21st from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, so a 3-hour time frame, and that is going to be featuring 3 featured Pokemon: Lotad, Phoebus, and Clamperl. All of these will have an increased shiny boost on this day because they will be encountered through field research, and the wild encounters on this day are going to be water themed. We can see Magikarp in there, Chinchou, Marini, and more. That Hundo CP for Lotad is going to be 256 CP, for Phoebus is going to be 117, and for Clamperl it's going to be 554 CP. Just to slot this in here very quickly, please remember to evolve Phoebus into Milotic, you need 400 Phoebus candy. Phoebus is not an easy spawn to come around. You need to have a Mega Level 3 Water type Pokemon in the background here to make these Water types a little bit easier to catch, but also you're going to get more candy and XL candy, especially for these type of Pokemon that require a lot of candy to evolve. That's not the only one though, because Clamperl can evolve into two different things. It can either go into Huntail or into Gorobus. That's only going to cost you 50 candy, but it's actually randomized at a 50% chance which evolution you do actually get. But you could get unlucky and evolve 3 different Clamperl that all evolve into Huntail, and you don't have the Gorobus for the dex. So please just remember that as well, and try and get enough candy so you can get both evolutions. A lot of people seem to forget these Pokemon and their decks, funny enough. Please consider buying this ticket from the web store if you are going to buy it, so you can progress through the web store track. By earning Go points, you can eventually, after a certain amount of time, claim some really awesome premium items on the web store. But also, if you do buy this ticket through the web store, you will get an additional 2 rare candies on top as a bonus. And the last thing, and this kind of coincides again with that bug out event because it's going to be running through the entirety of the week. Remember that lure module bonus I said during bug out? On slow Sundays, which is another daily discovery bonus, lure modules are going to last for twice as long, which means you have an extra chance to get those shinies as well at only 1 cost of using a lure module. Please consider doing this as well, and even going forward, if you're just sitting in a park, sitting at a restaurant, or even at home and you're sitting on a Pokestop, throw on a lure. It's going to last you an hour as opposed to half an hour. Just to remind you guys again of the seasonal bonuses, and we did mention it again in relation to trading, but like we said, every single trade you're going to get a guaranteed XL candy for trainers level 31 and up. Again, these are in-person trades. You will also get an additional candy when trading that Pokemon in person, and you're going to get increased XP and Stardust for your 7-day streaks on Pokestop spinning as well as Pokemon catching. So please remember to try and catch Pokemon every single day. Once you hit that 7-day streak, you will get bonuses, and to be honest, they can stack and be very worth it. As we did say already, the bug out event will be going live soon, and here is the video right above me right now. You need to look at all of that, uncover everything you really need to know, and trust me, there are some hidden gems in there that are very valuable, and some bonuses that are definitely worth your time to take advantage of. And once we do that water research day for you, I think that video is going to go live probably on Tuesday night. We will attach it as this end screen as well. Love you guys. Go with us. Please remember to smash that like and subscribe button. Hype this video too so it can travel as far as wide and possible. We know you guys love these videos. Appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby. Go with us.